Good morning and welcome to our daily sport show. Hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend and everybody could rest and enjoy themselves and just spend time with their family and of course watch a lot of sport and tune into our channel. You guys, hey, remember to like, subscribe and hit the notification button because we are now at 34,811 stands there, but I just checked now, we're at 34,900 and something already. So that is very good. I hope I'm not lagging once again, but yeah, if I am, some things will just go away there. But I hope you had all a fantastic weekend. Hey, look, a lot of good sports this weekend and a lot of boring sports this weekend. Oh man, we'll get into the Formula One afterwards. Believe me, because that was not the height of excitement. That was, yeah. If you guys need to sleep and you used to count sheep and stuff like that. I can just count the laps of boringness in the Formula One and it'll get you there. It will definitely get you there. But let me just put I gotta put my screen right there. I'm just noticing I'm not quite there. All right, so these are our topics for this morning. Obviously, we're going to look into the Premier League. We're going to look into the NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, a little bit of Eurobasket, darts, around the world, Formula One, motorsports. There's so many things to talk about. But let's start off with some sad news. I know it must have been Saturday that we got this news. The Iceman himself, he passed away. Val Kilmer, what an actor Val Kilmer was. I loved him, grew up with him, obviously. Val Kilmer, rest in peace. I mean, he had such iconic movies like Top Gun. One of my favorite movies, Heat. I mean, he was good in Heat. Tombstone, where he played Doc Holliday. That was great. The Saint, very good movie as well. Then, of course, some of his iconic stuff. The Doors, he was Batman. Ghost in the Darkness, I love that movie as well. And one of his best acting roles was at First Sight, where he plays a blind guy who gets his sight back and then loses it again. So, yeah, rest in peace, Val Kilmer. I'm just going to have to go to the chat just to make sure everybody's in there. What am I doing this morning? There you go. Oh. All right. Get into that chat, about all that chat. But let's get into the Premier League from yesterday. And let me go sit on this side that you do see me a little bit. There you go. The games from yesterday. Brentford, Chelsea, 0-0. Fulham against Liverpool. Fulham beat Liverpool 3-2. Tottenham Hotspurs beat Southampton 3-1. Southampton is officially the first team to be relegated in the Premier League. And the Manchester derby was another snorefest. 0-0. United against City. Yeah, it wasn't that exciting. See, I'm yawning just thinking about that game. Then there were games in Europe last night, and they are on the weekend, and some interesting results. Real Madrid and Barcelona both lose points. Real Madrid lost to Valencia 1-2. Barcelona only draw to Real Betis 1-1. Must be the Anthony effect there. Sevilla lost to Atletico Madrid 1-2. Then in Germany, Bayern did beat Augsburg and looking very comfortable for the title now. Leverkusen 6 points behind them. They beat Heidenheim 1-0. And then in Italy, typical Italian football, draws. Parma, Inter, 2-2. AC Milan, Fiorentina, 2-2. Roma, Juventus, 1-1. Italians, always a draw. Then Angers lost to Paris Saint-Germain, and they are officially the first team to win the league in one of the big European competitions. Paris Saint-Germain, the new and the old French champions. And then, just for my nephew there, FC Basel won against FC Lugano 2-0. Vern and Ryan were both at that match. I sent us some photos yesterday. That was very exciting for them. But let's have a look at all the tables because we do that on a Monday morning quickly on the football. English League, and I don't do mediocrity. Remember, if you're not in the top 10, you're not in the table. So there, Liverpool, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, Man City, I add is hotting up there. I think Liverpool still got it in the bag. I think Arsenal have got that Champions League spot in the bag. And then from Nottingham Forest all the way down to Newcastle, because Newcastle do have 2 games less. That's going to be a battle for the Champions League spots. Then we go to La Liga. What is happening there with the look, Barcelona and Real dropping points, but Barcelona still 4 points ahead of Real Madrid and 7 points ahead of Athletic. I think it's between Real and Barca. We will see. But teams like Betis, Sevilla, they're starting to climb up and looking like they could maybe make a hunt for the Champions League. Then we go to the Bundesliga. And yeah, Bayern still 6 points ahead of Leverkusen with 6 games to go. Frankfurt, Mainz, Leipzig, Gladbach, Freiburg, they're all vying for that Champions League spot. We do not forget our friends in Italy. Buongiorno, buongiorno. Yeah, look, Inter are 4 points ahead of Napoli, but Napoli have a game in hand. I think it's between those two, and then the others are all the way down to Roma, maybe Fiorentina, all fighting for a Champions League spot still. Then, as we said, we do have Paris Saint-Germain. Oh, sorry. Paris Saint-Germain, they've won the French league, and yeah, the fight will be for those Champions League spots from Marseille all the way down to Lille. Looks like it's going to be interesting there. And because our producer loves FC Basel, we'll put out the Swiss League there quickly. They are 4 points clear now of Servette and 5 points clear of Young Boys. But still a while to go there, still a while. I think it's 2 and 6, another 8 games to go there in the Swiss League. Then we had some Eurobasket this weekend. Those are all the results. I'm not going to go through them because Vern did that on... I did that on Friday. Vern did them on Saturday. Don't worry about it. But just if you miss it, those are the EuroLeague results. That's the table. Those are the 10 teams in the playoff. There's one round to go. There could still be some changes on the positioning, but those are the 10 teams in the playoffs. 7 to 10 still play a play-in, and the first 6 are waiting to see who comes out of 7 to 10. Moving to the United States and Canada, the US sports. And yeah, we've got to start with the NHL today. And I'll go through the results there. The Washington Capitals lost 1-4 to the Islanders, but one man did score. We'll get to him later. Dallas Stars lost to the Minnesota Wild. The Columbus Blue Jackets lost 4-0 to the Ottawa Senators. The reigning champions, Florida Panthers, lost 1-2 to the Detroit Red Wings. The Boston Bruins lost 3-6 against the Sabres. Tate Thompson had a hat-trick there. The Pittsburgh Penguins lost 1-3 to the Chicago Blackhawks. Montreal Canadiens beat the Nashville Predators. And the Las Vegas Golden Knights beat the Vancouver Canucks. But like I said, only one way to go. Congratulations to Alex Ovechkin. Going to get a star from us. He broke Wayne Gretzky's goal-scoring record. He's one ahead of him now. And yeah, he's officially the man that has scored the most goals in the NHL in history. He's not the great one, because the great one just had like 1,500 assists more than he did in the same period of time. But congratulations to Alex Ovechkin on a great, great achievement. Then we move to the NBA. A lot of games in the NBA. I can see I left one out, but that's not so bad. The Bulls, 131. The Hornets, 117. Bulls are rolling nicely. The Toronto Raptors beat the Nets, 120-109. The Lakers beat the Thunder. 126-99. Doncic with 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Utah Jazz lost 134-147 to the Atlanta Hawks. The Boston Celtics keep on winning, 124-90 against the Washington Wizards. The LA Kings. No, it's not ice hockey, my friend. Sacramento Kings beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 120-113. The game I did forget that's not on the list is the Spurs. The Spurs lost 109-120 to the Trailblazers. I probably forgot it because they're totally irrelevant. The Suns and the Knicks. The Suns 98, the Knicks 112. Another good win for the Knicks. Even though Devin Booker had 40 points for the Suns, it wasn't enough. The Pacers beat the Nuggets 125-120. But Nikola Jokic once again racks up the numbers with 41 points, 15 rebounds, and 13 assists. So another triple-double for the man. He's averaging a triple-double for the season. The Rockets, 106 to 96 of the Warriors. So the Rockets beat the Warriors. And the Bucks beat the Pelicans, 111-107. Brook Lopez there with 20 points and 12 rebounds. That is the NBA. So let's move on to our star man of the NBA. And it's once again the Joker with a beautiful triple-double of 41 points, I think 13 rebounds, 12 assists, something like that. Beautiful, beautiful. I just think he has to be the MVP of the season. You cannot average a triple-double over the season and give the MVP to somebody else. I'm sorry. Then Major League Baseball. Lot to get into the Major League Baseball this morning. So I'm going to educate Alverne on all the teams' names and where they come from. It's the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Washington Nationals. The Nationals win 5-4. LA Dodgers lose 7-8 against the Philadelphia Phillies. The New York Yankees lose 5-4 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Cardinals, they played each other. The Cardinals and the Red Sox played each other twice yesterday. Once in the afternoon, once in the evening. In the afternoon game, the Cardinals lost 5. That's the St. Louis Cardinals. They lost 5-4 to the Boston Red Sox. The Baltimore Orioles lost 1-4 to the Kansas City Royals. The Cincinnati Reds lost 2-8 to the Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers. Houston Astros beat the Minnesota Twins 9-7. San Diego Padres beat the Cubs 8-7. And that's the Chicago Cubs. The Tampa Bay Rays lost to the Texas Rangers 3-4. But we are not finished with the Major League Baseball cause. Look at that. There's more games to go. Oakland Athletics lose to the Colorado Rockies 5-12. Seattle Mariners lose to the San Francisco Giants 5-4. The Cleveland Guardians lose 2-6 to the California Angels. The Chicago White Sox lose 3-5 to the Detroit Tigers. Toronto Blue Jays lose 1-2 to the New York Mets. The Marlins, that is the Florida Marlins against the Atlanta Braves, was postponed. And then that second game that they played yesterday, the Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals, lost 7-18 to the Red Sox from Boston. So yeah, that's our baseball roundup for today. Always a lot of baseball. Then, hey, we have new national champions in the women's NCAA basketball. The Yukon Huskies. And everybody knows I love the Huskies. Yeah, that's their 12th title. Congratulations to the Huskies. They beat the South Carolina Gamecocks in it's in Tampa. Huh? In Tampa, they played the Final Four in Tampa. That was the score, 82-59. It was never a competition. The first quarter was close, and afterwards the Connecticut Huskies just dominated this one. So congratulations to everybody out there in Connecticut. Well done, well done. Then we move into motorsports. Now there was some boring motorsports and there was some exciting motorsports. We'll start with the boring shit. The Formula One. And yesterday, look, congratulations to Max Verstappen. You did a fantastic job. I mean, in a car that is not as competitive as the two McLarens, you taught those boys a lesson. So Verstappen won in front of Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, Russell, and Antonelli. That's exactly the way they started on the grid. The top 6 did not have one position change unless somebody went to the pits for tires and came out again. That was it. The only top 10, only person to gain a spot in the top 8 was Hamilton that overtook Hadjar. And no. But got a shout out to Max there. He did well in his new colored Red Bull. I love that new colors. I hope they keep that. But I think it was only for Japan. So well done to Max Verstappen. Let me show you the Drivers' Championships. It's very close there. It's a 1 point lead for Norris ahead of Verstappen, but Piastri's still in there. George Russell is in there. Then Antonelli, Leclerc, Albon, Hamilton, Ocon, and Lance Stroll still in the top 10 of the championships. Then we look quickly at the constructors, and McLaren out there way up in front of Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari. Something's squeaking this morning. Ferrari only in 4th in the constructors. Not good. Then, listen here. Vern and Ryan did a good Suzuka Grand Prix review. Check that out. It's not a long video, but it's very entertaining, and it'll give you all the information you need to know about the Grand Prix on the weekend. Then we get to something that was a little bit more exciting yesterday. And that's the NASCAR results. Danny Hamlin won his second race of the season. He beat William Byron in a nail-biter in front of Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, and Ty Gibbs, and Kyle Busch. I got the 11th guy in there. Normally I don't do 11th. I only do top 10. You sneaked in there, Orson Cedric. So congratulations to Danny Hamlin. well done. That's, if I'm not mistaken, second race in a row that he's won. Let's have a look at the NASCAR standings. Don't be irritated by the points, because you can see Christopher Bell's on top ahead of Danny Hamlin, but William Byron has more points, but he's only won one race in NASCAR. It's the race wins that are more important than the points, and you need to be in the top 16 to make the playoffs, so check that out. Everybody knows I'm a big Hendrick Motorsports fan, so William Byron, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, and Alex Bowman, they're all in there. So my four Hendrick Motorsports boys are all in there. But then we had rugby on the weekend. Just going to give you a quick update on that. The Chiefs beat, the Super League rugby, put it that way. The Chiefs beat the Reds. Moana Pacifica beat the Waratahs 45-28. The Drua lost 14-31 to the Crusaders. The Blues beat the Hurricanes 19-18. And the Western Force beat the Highlanders 29-20. Let me just have a quick look. That's the way the table looks. There'll be more Super Rugby on our channel this week. Definitely. I'm definitely doing a Moana Pacifica game this week. Don't worry about it. All the boys from the islands that have been supporting us, we've got you, man. And Drua will be on the show as well. Don't worry. Then there was games in the Investec Euro Champions Cup. Bordeaux beat Ulster. Bordeaux beat Ulster 43-31. And Toulon, geez, I can't say the name this morning. Toulousain beat the Sale Sharks 38-15. Another team that call themselves the Sharks but play like Guppies. Getting into the next Guppies, Lyon beat the Sharks 34-21. What a shit show that was. Just cost some people a shitload of money. The Ospreys beat the Scarlets 36-14. What does that mean for everything? Let's have a look at the Investec Cup. There you can have a look at the road to the final. So Bordeaux will play Munster. Toulon will play Toulousain, or the Toulouse. Toulon against Toulouse. Leinster will play against the Glasgow Warriors in a table topping from the URC. That's 1 and 2 from the URC. And the Northampton Saints will play Custer. So you have one team from the English Premier League that made it through. No South Africans, sadly enough. And then let's have a look at the Challenge Cup. Connacht will play Racing. Ospreys will play Lyon. Bath will play Colchester. And Edinburgh will face off against the Mighty Bulls. So let's have a look what happens there. That's the rugby for this morning. That is basically the morning show. I got through it. I got to give my throat a break this week here. But listen, we put out a poll this morning. So let me have a look at the poll. What does it look like? 29 people were in the poll this morning, and 90% of you think we should do the Champions League watch-alongs on Tuesday and Wednesday. Look, I'll do that. If Vern needs a break, maybe I'll do that quickly. Just those Champions League double watch-alongs from 9 o'clock till about 11:30. Not a problem. But I will see you guys all tomorrow morning. Our rugby update will come out also tomorrow. Don't worry about that. It'll update you on everything rugby that happened this week. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. 7 o'clock Central European time. The Daily Sports Show, either with Vic or with Vern. So there you go. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great